Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, so today I am going to be showing you how to make this cute little bear card for Valentine's Day. And we're going to put this cute little hearts and greeting on the inside. Okay, so what we're going to do is inside Microsoft PowerPoint, we're going to go ahead and we're going to just right click and say new slide. And once you get your new slide in, you're going to do that one more time. And you can either do duplicate slide or new slide, either one after you right click. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to insert a shape. So you're going to go to your menu and you want to make sure you're working on an 8.5 by 11. So from your menu, you're going to go over to design and then come over to slide size, custom slide. And you want to make sure your width is 11, your height is 8.5, and your orientation is landscape. Okay. If you get a screen after that, after you change your settings, and it's going to say maximize or ensure, choose ensure and hit OK. All right, so once you get your slides in, then the next thing you're going to do, I'm going to bring these up so that we can make it easier on ourselves here. Put those at the top, and then we'll put a couple of slides in here just so that we won't have those other visuals in our way. All right, so the first thing you're going to do on your blank slide is you're going to go to your menu and select Insert, Shape, and we're just going to choose the standard rectangle. And just click and drag to the right, and that'll bring your click your mouse and drag to the right, and that'll put the shape on your screen. And then what I want you to do, if you don't have a format background on the right here, what I want you to do is just right click and you should get a format shape. If you don't, then I want you to go to just click on your shape and then come down to format shape, and then it'll put the format shape on the right hand side. Okay. Once you get the format shape, we're going to make that square, that rectangle, 8.5 by 7.05. Okay. So since we have this format shape, all we need to do is to go to the third. You have three little icons here. You have a fill and line, you have an effects, and then you have a size and properties. Click on size and properties, and you're going to type in the height, 8.5. And then for the width, you're going to do 7.05. And that's going to be the size of the shape that we're going to be working with. And you just want to drag that over to the far left side to where it is lined up with the left edge of your slide. All right, so once we get that in, then we're going to change our color of our shape here in just a moment. But before we do that, we're going to insert our bear. So you're going to go back to your menu and select Insert and Picture and Online Pictures. You're going to get this Online Pictures search from Bing, and you're going to type in bear and go ahead and enter. Now I'm going to select clip art, okay? And I would highly recommend that you follow along until you get the process, and then you can play around with other bears if you like. So we're going to go to this filter here on the left. We're going to click that, and we're going to select clip art. And I found this cute little bear that I thought was really cute, and then I could go ahead and insert whatever I wanted to or want to on this particular bear instead of it already having something there. So let me see where he was. I don't think I scrolled down this far. But let's go back and see. Da, 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 da. Okay, eyes don't fail me now. So many bears. There he is, right there. We're going to choose this little guy right here. And then in the bottom right, select insert. And when he comes in, he's pretty large, but we're going to go ahead and size him the way we need him to be sized. So we're going to go back over to the right in your format picture block. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to select the size and position for our bear. And we're going to take off this lock aspect ratio. We're going to deselect that. And we want to make the height of our bear 8.5. And we're going to make the width of our bear 5.62. Okay. And we're going to shift our bear over. And anytime you're using the images in PowerPoint, you're always going to get the author of that image. You can just click on that little box and then select delete because you don't want that to show up in your picture. All right, so we're going to move the bear all the way over to our far right. And this is what it should look like on your screen. Okay. All right, so we're going to go back over to our square. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the color of our square here to mimic some of the colors from our bear, okay? So the way we're going to do that is we're going to, again, click on your rectangle, and you're going to come over to your format shape, and I want you to select the first option, the first icon, the fill and line, and I want you to select gradient, your radio button for your gradient. Now, my colors are already in there. I am going to show you how to do a gradient, okay? So you have this little area here called gradient stops. You want to make sure your type is at linear. You want to make sure that your direction is, just not selected right now. You don't have to do anything there. And then the angle is 90%. And then you have these little gradient stops. I have 3. If you only have, let's say you only had 2, to add another one, you're just going to click on the first little icon right there that says add gradient stop. And that's going to give you a third one. So we're going to deal with 3 gradient stops. You should have 3 gradient stops. If you, for whatever reasons, let's say you have 4 gradient stops, just click on one of them and then hit the icon on the left, which is to remove a gradient stop. And it's going to remove that one. So you should have 3 gradient stops here on the right under your format shape. So the first thing we're going to do, each time we select a gradient stop, we're going to come down to the color, select eyedropper, and we're going to choose what color we want from our bear. Okay, now you don't have to choose the same colors that I choose. You can totally do your own thing here. Okay, so I'm going to change mine up. I'm going to click that first gradient stop. I'm going to come down to color, and I'm going to select eyedropper, and I'm going to take a little bit of this red. You should get a little square of color, pop-up color on your screen there, and it'll let you know if you click that, that's what color your gradient is going to be, okay? So I'm going to go with that. That's from this little tongue there. And then I'm going to go to the second gradient stop. I'm going to click on the color again, eyedropper, and this time I'm going to go with a little bit darker. Okay. And then my third gradient stop, I'm going to click back on color. And this time I'm going to select, I think I'm going to go back with that little pinkish from his tongue. That's cute right there. Okay. All right. So the only thing left to do is to insert some text. So if you want to put something on the little heart here, you can say like, be mine. And then we're going to go up if you want to change the font, text, size, color, all those good things. You want to make sure that you're on the home from the menu and you are going to get this little font, little window or a little area right here. and you can select whatever font you want. Okay, I'm gonna go with I don't know what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Angelica Rose. And to the right of your font area, you're gonna have this paragraph area. This is where you can use the um, align left, center, align right, and justify. So we're gonna center, I'm gonna center my text inside my text box. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. Then I'm gonna highlight that text, bold it, so I'm back up top for my font area. And I'm going to leave it black, but I want to increase the size. So I'm going to put it at 48. All right. And then I'm going to use this little rotate here and just going to rotate that just a teensy weeny bit, not much, because the heart is not straight on. So, all right. So we don't have to worry about grouping anything because this is going to print out just like this. It's not like in Cricut Design Space where you got to click on attach or flatten or anything like that. So we're good to go here, okay? One thing I will tell you is anytime you insert a shape, you always want to make sure that you click on under Format Shape, you have your fill, and then you have your line area. Always select line and deselect no line, because otherwise you're going to get a line going around your shape, and we don't want that. Okay. All right. So the first slide is done. This is going to be the front of your card. This is going to be the back. Oh, one other thing. If you want to put some type of signature line on the back of the card, you can do that. You know, you can say to, or you could say from mommy. I'm just going to say from mom. From your loving mom. All right, and again, I'm going to center my text by coming up to my font area paragraph, and I'm just going to select the middle button here for center. And I'm going to highlight that text, and I'm going to stick with that Angelica Rose here on the back, and I'm going to bold it. Okay. And let's get it centered. Okay, I think that's centered. All right, so that is it for the front of the card. Now we're going to go to the back, or actually the inside of the card. So this is going to be the front, this is the back, and this is going to be the inside. Now I found these really cute hearts that I want to put on the inside of my card. So I'm going to go back to insert, or actually I'm going to insert a shape first. I'm going to show you how you can fill in a shape. So we're going to go to insert, and this time we're going to select shapes. We're going to go back with that rectangle. Now, when you click on a shape, it doesn't automatically put that shape on your screen. You have to click, and then you have to drag to the right, okay? And that will put your shape on. We're going to make this shape. We're going to go back over to the Format Shape area to the right. We're going to go back to our size and position, and we're going to change that height to 8.5. And the width is going to be 5.5. And these numbers are just, guys, the standard size of your cardstock, 8.5 by 11. And we're taking half of that 11 to get the size of our front and back, okay? So we have this shape here. That doesn't look cute, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to insert a picture from our online pictures, and we're going to search Bing for hearts. And I'm going to select these hearts here. You are welcome to choose. I'm going to choose these. You're welcome to choose whichever heart you want to work with. I'm going to go with these cuties right here and insert. Okay. And they look already upside down to me, so I'm not going to move them. But what I am going to do is, again, anytime you insert an image, you're going to get the author, and we don't want that to print, so we're just going to highlight it and delete. And I want these hearts to go inside this shape, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and say copy. And then I'm going to click on my shape. When you click on your shape, I want you to go over to your fill and line. And I want you to come down to picture or texture fill and select clipboard. And it's going to insert those hearts into that shape. It's already going to have the size and everything already done for you. And the only thing we need to do is remember this initially was a shape. So we're going to go back over to our format picture and we're going to come down and we're going to take that line off. We're going to deselect or click on no line. We don't want a line in there because it will show up on your card. Now, the only other thing we need to do is insert whatever we want to put on the inside of our card. So I think this is cute because when you cut it out, the inside, the right side of your card is going to have your, the left side of your card when you open it up, it's going to have these cute little hearts inside of it. I think it's really cute. Okay, but that's just me. You don't have to do that part if you don't want. And then now we're going to insert our text for the inside of our card. And so this is the inside of the card where you would have your words and everything. So I'm going to say on the front of the card or in the inside of the card, there is no better time than every day. Let me see. There is no better time like today to say, will you be my Valentine? Bum, bum, bum. Boom. All right, so we're going to take this text, highlight it, come up to your paragraph area and select center because it looks nicer. And then we are going to make sure you have your text box highlighted, and we're going to select shape format from the menu. Come over to the right and select rotate, and you're going to say flip vertical because remember this has to be going upside down for it to print in on the inside in the right area. And I'm going to change my text here to the Angelica so that I can keep it consistent. So I highlighted my text, go to home, and we're going to come over to our little text box and select the Angelica Rose. And I think I'm going to change the color of my words on the inside. I want to go with this kind of pinkish color. No, not so much. Let me go eyedropper and I'll take a color out of my picture here. And so the way I did that, you can also do the same way you can change shapes. You can do that with text. So I highlighted my text. I came up to my theme colors here and I selected eyedropper and then I clicked the color from my image over here. And now I'm just going to go in and change the sizing. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Now, I don't recommend, normally I take a copy of the image I have on the front and I put it on the inside of the card. I'm not going to do that because number one, I think it'll clash. And number two, with the positioning right here, it makes the bear look funny when we cut it out. It looks like something is under the bear, like a tail or something. That looks really weird. So I'm not going to put that on there. But you do whatever so pleases you. All right, so at this point, we are ready to put our card in and print it out. We have done everything that we needed to do to make this card. So I'm going to give you the instructions here on how to print this card out. And I'm going to walk through it with you by telling you how to do it. I'm not going to go to my printer and record that part, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to click on File. And you want to make sure you've selected that first slide. It should be highlighted, okay? And we're going to click on File, Print. And I want to make sure that I have mine on my HP OfficeJet Pro 7740, and I do. And I say that because if you have more than one printer, you want to make sure it's going to the correct printer. And under your printer properties, I select, because I'm using plain paper and I want the best quality, And I'm going to click on the paper quality to make sure that I'm using an 8.5 by 11 size paper and it's coming out of the main tray. Okay. And at that point, I'm going to hit OK. And you are ready to hit print and make sure you have cardstock in your printer. I don't, so I'm going to go ahead and load mine. Give me one moment. All right, so once you get your cardstock loaded, you can go ahead and hit print and let that baby whirl. Now I'm using a front loading printer. So that means that basically my trays are made in the front of my printer. And so I have 2 trays, so that's why I selected the main tray. All right, so for the front loading printer, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, and you're going to take that image that just came out, you're gonna put it back into that same tray, but you want the bear closest to you, okay? The bear should be close to you, and the signature on the back should be facing or going in the direction of the printer, okay? The bear should be closest to you. All right, now that we have our bear reloaded, we're now going to click on the second slide. And we are going to go back, and all you have to do is hit File, Print, and Print, because we've already changed our settings for it to be the current slide. You only want to print the current slide, so don't load up a bunch of cardstock in there, because if you have more than one, it's going to print your front and back of your card on one piece of cardstock, and then the insert is going to be on another piece of cardstock, and you don't want that. All right. So what you want to do is you want to take and you want to fold your card in half. And I would highly recommend that you're laying this down on something flat, make that fold so that you can get it right. All righty. And then once you fold that in half, I'm going to bring myself up on camera. Give me just 1 second here. Okay, so here is my card that I just printed out. And this is the inside of the card. And then you have your back of your card. Okay. So you're not going to, after you fold your card in half, all you're going to do is just, I recommend that you leave this left edge right here and start cutting from there and come around, okay? And then cut out your bear. And then when I get up to the top, I do cut out the ear area on that top corner. I do cut out that little area right there going over, like as if it was getting ready to, right before the fold. So let's go ahead and cut out our little bear. And just like I said with when we were doing our Grown and Sexy card, I said, get you some wine and, cut your cards out. Take your time and cut your cards. This is the perfect time to get the kids to help you out, especially if you got to make multiple cards like this. Get one of the kids to help you out and do some family bonding time. Talk about what's going on in their lives and, what would they like for Valentine's Day? Do they have a sweetie? Do they have a little Valentine that they want to make a card for? Perfect time to do that during the time that it's going to take you to just kind of cut the card out. That way, your focus is, relaxed and calm, and enjoying that family time and also, getting your cards done, your greeting cards done. So you're ultimately killing two birds with one stone. And who doesn't want to do that, right? So just take your time and cut your card out. I do not, when I'm cutting mine out on this particular card, I don't leave any white. So I am cutting directly around our bear, as close to the bear as possible. Excuse me, without actually cutting the bear. Okay, so there we have it so far. Now, excuse me, the reason I tell you guys not to, the reason I say leave that little edge at the bottom of the card is because it helps your card to stand without it looking kind of wonky. You know, if you don't care about if the bear can stand, maybe you're going to insert it inside of a basket or something like that, then you can go ahead and cut it completely on that bottom around the bear. And this does not take long, guys. It does not take long. The bear is pretty big. It's not any, intricate parts that we're cutting, but you still want to make it, nice and neat. And so we're going to go ahead and cut our little bear out. And just a couple of tips while I'm doing this, make sure anytime you insert a shape, excuse me, guys, I hate to cough online, but anytime you cut out a shape, always click on that shape and go over to format shape and go and deselect line, because otherwise we would have a line going around our shapes. And unless that was your intent, fine, but if not, it won't look nice. So I always say don't forget to remove that line when you're working with a shape. When you are inserting a picture, always make sure that you copy that picture to your clipboard, and you do that by just clicking on the picture and selecting copy. All right, I am almost done here. Excuse me, I have one little area right here with a little white that I don't want to pull, but I might have to because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that close. There we go, without cutting it. There we have our bear, our little bear card. It closes up nice and neat. And the way I have him positioned, you barely can see the font that is coming through there. It just looks like a white background. And that's why I said don't. Normally I put the a little copy of the image on the inside of the card. That's why I said don't put it here, because it would be showing right here. And that would look kind of funky, on your beer. I also say don't cut this part, because then your card is going to sit, based off of the bear in the front, and you don't want to do that. Unless you're going to put this in a basket or something. If you don't mind how the card sits, because like right now, our card still sits fairly nice. It's not doing it on my laptop here, but it still sits fairly nice if you just take and put it just on that tip. Okay, it'll still look cute. There we go. It doesn't want to do it for me now because I said that, right? Okay, hold on. I know what it is. All right. There we go. All right. So it sits nice like that, if you don't cut that edge. If you cut that edge, then it's going to be down like that. Okay. And if you don't mind it being down, then perfectly fine. But if not, I recommend leaving the little bit of edge. But there is our cute little bear. I think I didn't do justice on his little ear right here, guys. I got to do better. I gotta make sure his little ear is not looking pointy. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, so there's our little bear. And like I said, when you close up your card, you barely can see that text that's on the back or on the inside. And so you still have your cute little, hearts there instead of just white paper on the inside over there. Make it something cute. You got your text on the inside, and then whatever you decided to put on the back of the card. And then there's that gradient field that you did with the three different colors if you so chose to do that. Or you can just leave it one color. You don't have to make it three. Okay. Um, Follow my tutorial on how to create the envelope for these big cards like that. I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel. And yeah, that's it, guys. So I want to thank you guys. I've seen a lot of people commenting. I've seen a lot of people in my Facebook group that will upload their pictures of their edge card using PowerPoint. And I want to thank you guys so much for sharing that with me because I get so excited when you guys share your work with me because that lets me know that my instructions are pretty clear so that people can follow along because that is the intent. I never want it to just be a show and tell where I'm just showing you things, but I don't tell you how to make it. Okay. And that's the good thing about my Facebook group. You don't see a lot of following on posts that I do. And that's because they know that normally when I post an image, a tutorial is coming, okay, to tell them exactly how I did it. So it kind of keeps down all of those comments on how do you make it, what did you use, because I give all of that information in the tutorial. For this tutorial, we know all we need is Microsoft PowerPoint, piece of cardstock. That's it. Microsoft PowerPoint, piece of cardstock, printer, that you can print on. So I'm going to do this in a larger version on a greeting card. I'm going to do this in a larger version. Remember when we used to, and they probably still sell them when they had the big greeting cards like that. I'm going to do a big greeting card using the bear. I think it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be able to do that, in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay. So if you want to see it, stay tuned. It will be on my channel. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I want to thank you guys so much for liking and sharing and commenting. Please like, share, and comment. I love it. I love it. I love it. And if there was anything that wasn't clear, put it in the comments so that I'll know the next time and I can get better. Okay, because I'm here to help you guys to be able to craft all these wonderful things that we can do. And Valentine's Day is coming, and what better day? And these cards, guys, that I'm showing you, you can take it past Valentine's Day. You can do these greeting cards now forever. You can do Christmas cards, birthday cards, the list goes on, okay? All right, and also don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you can be made aware anytime I upload videos, tutorials to YouTube, okay? I think I'm pretty much, I might be almost at 300 tutorials now on YouTube. And thanks to you guys, I'm at 5,000 subscribers. Hey, to the top is where we're going, okay? And if this is the first time you're seeing me and you like my method of teaching and you feel that you can learn something here, because I want you to learn, that is my main thing, absolutely, for you to learn, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, because guess what? The more, the merrier, okay? All right, guys, check the playlist. I have my playlist on my YouTube channel broken up for you into sublimation, crafting, tips and stuff like that. So it'll break up the list of the different 300 tutorials that I have out there, okay? All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have a great day. Bye.